Dope Superman Locked Life. Okay, so I guess you saw the title. It's about Star Wars. We're gonna do that talk. Let's get it. I'm talking specifically about Star Wars because it all started with the guests at SuperCon with the three Clone Wars guests at SuperCon. Let's just say I'm super excited about that and cannot be more excited about that. Okay. Now, one of my dreams is to go to Star Wars Celebration. Like, it's so sad that they're not doing. I just want to say there's not a lot of big historical things like that happen here in my city. I mean, no, we don't get that. We don't get that. Have they ever done in Miami Star Wars Celebration? No, no. And I pay good money for that. I pay good money for that. If I hear they come down, I pay thousands for that. But yeah, whatever. But anyways, Tampa Bay Comic Con. I want to be honest with you. I want to be honest with you. It's not the most craziest thing. I mean, sure, they have guests that I really want to meet, so for that I'm happy about. I'm happy about it. Let me be completely honest with you. I am very happy with. I am very satisfied. No, happy. Let's just say I'm very happy with the guests at Tampa Bay Comic Con. Happy. They have. Speaking of Star Wars, they have Moff Gideon, Gus Fring. They have Gustavo. Good. They have Giancarlo Esposito. So I'm happy about that. That's like my most happiest thing. Like, yes, there's other miniature guests. Like, there's Finn from Adventure Time, and then there's Halo's Master Chief going, and then there's Toad, Peach, and Cortana. That lady's going, but I feel like right now Tampa Bay needs to, I don't know, throw something, but we're gonna give it a minute because they just recently just started a couple like days ago, maybe like a week ago. They just started, so hope their train keep going, and hope we can get. I don't know. I mean, they got Giancarlo Esposito, and if they can do this, if they can get Hayden Christensen, it just happens. It just happens. I'm gonna go nuts. If they bring Hayden Christensen and they do a Star Wars combo thing, just Star Wars characters, you got Carlos next to me and Hayden next to me. Oh, Star Wars fans are gonna be screaming! Oh my god! Oh my god! And then a super kind of meeting the Anakin from Clone Wars, which is still canon, but yeah, Anakin from Clone Wars and the three. Oh, Star Wars fan and me. The Star Wars fan and me still is going crazy. Yeah, cause I don't know. I don't know. I'm a sucker for Star Wars. Can I be the only one that say that Star Wars is better than Marvel in terms of lore? I mean, let me explain something to you guys because this is very important that I tell you and explain my backstory of why I am telling you this. I love Marvel. I grew up with DC. I grew up a DC fanboy first before learning about Star Wars and learning about Marvel. Then Marvel came into my life. Then Star Wars right after. I was obsessed with Teen Titans, so DC was always part of my life first. Then it continued to Marvel, Spider-Man anime series, stuff like that. So like that. So I love both Marvel and DC. Don't get me wrong; they're not something that I'm talking shit about. But I will tell you that I will tell you this. When it comes to DC has a bigger lore. DC has a bigger lore than Marvel, I believe. I still think that Marvel is better than DC, per se. But it's something unique about Star Wars lore that makes me like Star Wars a little bit better than both of them. And I like both. I like all three. It doesn't matter which one you say is better, I wouldn't mind. I like them all three. But Star Wars lore is like, it's magical. It's like something you can learn stuff every time, and it's like deep. It's very deep, and I really like the whole meaning of the lightsabers, the whole meaning of the weapons, the whole meaning of everything, the whole meaning of everything. It's just like everything has a meaning, and it's so beautiful. It's like the wands in Harry Potter, which I really like. That's the background behind those Harry Potter got a meaning about wands and stuff, and like, this wand user has this one, and that wand user has that one, and then and it's like every color in the lightsabers have meaning to it, and so for that, that's pretty cool. I also think that Star Wars is better than Harry Potter, but Harry Potter's really good. I'm not gonna talk shit. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So yeah, no, Star Wars lore is amazing, and Star Wars lore is everything, and yeah. Can I? All right, guys. Let's continue. Let's continue. Okay. Now, aside from that, now that you guys heard that is first here, now Dope Superman Vlogs would like to tell you something underrated. What I think is underrated? Ahsoka Tano. I mean, can we just say that Ahsoka Tano in the Clone Wars and in Rebels was the epitome of an awesome character since the moment she arrived? Man, I love Ahsoka Tano. I watched that Clone Wars movie. I love the Clone Wars show, and one thing that I like about Star Wars, per se, is like everything's connected. The animated shows are connected. I like how everything you watch is like you don't. But I like how you don't need the animated shows. Like movies can connect on their own, without needing the animated. But if you want, but it's like an additional story to it. If you want more depth to it, you go watch the animated shows. They give you depth into parts. Before if you want depth, if you like the lore, and that's what I'm saying. The lore comes in handy where it's like so amazing. So that's what I'm saying on top of this. So I love how the shows connect to the anime shows, but they're not like needed. Like you can watch all the movies and be fine with a simple based story. But if you want a detailed, complex story, you go watch the anime shows that connect to it, and it's just amazing. And I mean, yeah, and I think that all the shows connect, and I'm just. Can we just also say that Ahsoka Tano is being played by Rosario Dawson? I think that's the most perfect casting ever. Can we say that? But I love how the Mandalorian is connecting to the Clone Wars in some shape or form by bringing in Ahsoka Tano. Man, I just love how everything connects. That's the thing about Star Wars. That's the thing about Star Wars that I'm telling you guys about. That clearly people don't understand why I say it's better than Marvel and DC. The everything connects, everything flows. Like I know now Marvel is doing the MCU and they're connecting their shows. They're not animation, but their shows and they're connecting, and that's pretty cool and all. But they got everything, even animated shows. It's like no, it don't matter. I mean, now Marvel is connecting that, but Star Wars has been doing that for a long time. But yeah, no. Can we also talk about it when we're talking about underrated stuff? We're talking about underrated stuff. Well, can we talk about Star Wars Rebels being underrated? That there is some very complex and dark stories that they touch on. Some it doesn't get really dark. It just gets the base of dark storytelling. Because remember, it is rated E for everyone show. So yeah. I think Star Wars Rebels is one of the most underrated shows ever. I have yet to see Star Wars Vision. I need to see that. Heard it's like an anime Star Wars show. I'm not too familiar with that one, so I have to watch it. That's like the only one I haven't seen. But Star Wars Rebels, on top of that, one of my favorite. Okay, let's keep it with the Star Wars Rebels a second. Star Wars Rebels. Okay, got it. Star Wars Rebels has this one amazing scene. I mean, they have a lot of amazing scenes, but we'll get to some others in a minute. But one particular scene that I'm going to talk about right now, the scene that I'm talking about is Ahsoka Tano. So we're figuring out so if you watch the Clone Wars, and if you watch the movies and stuff, Ahsoka Tano disappeared. Ahsoka Tano, that's a Jedi Order. And at the time, and at the time, Anakin was, in the middle of transforming to from Anakin to turning into Dark Anakin to then becoming Darth Vader. So he was turning evil, but he hadn't fully turned. So he was took by the Jedi, and then when he left, then the whole battle with him and Obi-Wan happened and whatever, and he turned into Darth Vader. Okay. Obi-Wan knows the true secrets. Obi-Wan knows the true secrets. Padme knows the true secrets. And I honestly, and maybe even Mace Windu because But anybody else? I don't think most people knew who he was under the mask. Who he was. So it was a mystery of what happened to Obi-Wan and the secrets of what happened. No, I mean, sorry, of Anakin. The mysteries of what happened to Anakin, not Obi-Wan. Sorry. The mysteries of what happened to Anakin, right? Because he turned Darth Vader. Obi-Wan kept it a secret. Obi-Wan kept it a secret. Okay, this is where Star Wars Rebels gets into it, to play. Okay, so now Ahsoka comes back into the mission. Okay, she comes back, but she's not gonna join the Jedi because she's gonna be her own little thing, which is why the color of the white lightsabers are for solo missioners who are on their own set of path, who are still Force users with lightsabers who do their own thing, who are not part of the Jedi. So she comes in. So she is coming in, okay, and she is fighting the newest, biggest threat at the time, which will be Darth Vader. The stories that were told where Anakin was dead and was not to be seen. Those were obviously not true because if you've seen the story, you know that Obi-Wan pretty much killed. And to be honest, Obi-Wan said to believe that even Anakin was dead. But he knew in the Force and the power that wasn't even true. Because through the Force it can connect. And he knew with the connection that he had with Anakin, Obi-Wan and Anakin had a connection, that he knew he wasn't dead. That he was revived into a different being known as Darth Vader. So, not much people had that connection. Not much people knew about that. Ahsoka did not know about that. So Obi-Wan is pretty much like one of the only few people that knew that he had turned. So they encounter Darth Vader, and this is where the juicy part. This is one of the best scenes in Star Wars Rebels. So you go in there and you have Ahsoka Tano, right? So you have Ahsoka Tano, and she's in a mission, and Darth Vader comes, and she's like, "Oh no, I'll take him on myself. You guys escape." They were gonna get these holocrons. Darth Vader was for the holocrons. He's gonna get them, whatever says holocrons. And then it's a one-on-one battle. This is Star Wars Rebels. One-on-one battle. Ahsoka Tano, Darth Vader. This is where the beauty part comes. It's so emotional because she's fighting, and no, that's not the Jedi way. She's showing off that she's already what she has become since her time gone. She's become her own path. She's on her own journey. She's not doing it through the Jedi way, through the Jedi Order. She's doing her stuff. She's kind of like an anti-hero. She goes there. She's kind of on her own path. She fights Darth Vader, and she cracks his. And she's talking about. Well, first she talks about her master. He's talking about his master. He's talking about her master, which is obviously him. And she doesn't believe him. She's like, "Oh no, my master will not become you. You're lying. Whatever. This and this." And you see her, and they're fighting, and she's like, "No, my Anakin was dead. Whatever." She fights him, and then she cracks his mask. Cracks it. You see the yellow eye, the orangey yellow eye. Means you turn fully to the dark side. And she realizes that it is Anakin. That it was all along Anakin as Darth Vader. And she was broken. She did not want to leave him so he can fully be turned to the dark side. She did not want to accept that. And that was so emotional because they're fighting. What I liked about it was so emotional that she was discovering the fact that Darth Vader was really her master that she's been training for. That because honestly, Anakin, before turning to the dark side, before getting consumed by the dark side, before getting manipulated by the dark side and by Sidious and by other countless of other people, uh, Anakin was a good-hearted man. He had a good heart. He just was consumed by the dark side. Um, until Luke Skywalker obviously brought it back to the light. But he loved, one thing about it is that he loved Ahsoka Tano, and what made that scene very emotional is that he loved Ahsoka Tano, that he had emotions going through him, that he was fighting her, so he was kind of fighting in a weak position because he normally doesn't fight in a weak position. He was fighting a little bit weak, which gave Ahsoka Tano the upper hand to obviously crack his helmet, because he was probably going through a lot of emotions fighting her and being like, look, I'm fighting someone that I really love and that I really over the years cared for, because she became someone very important to me. And same thing. And the emotions wasn't really high for Ahsoka at the beginning until realizing what she really wasn't realizing. He was trying to tell her, I'm your master, I'm Anakin, and she wasn't believing him. And it took her a couple of minutes to when she broke his mask and realized that all along her master was standing right in front of her and was not presumed dead, as we may say. This the mystery was solved in her eyes, and she was like broken by the fact she didn't even want to fight him anymore. She wanted to take him and bring him to the light again. But he wasn't. He was already fully turned to the dark side. And at that point, the only one who can do it was Luke Skywalker. I mean, because it is his son. So it makes sense. But that's just one of the very many of scenes. There is another one. So so what's special about that one before we get to the next one is how that one is just emotional. They're both going through emotions. It's deep. I really like that scene. I really like that little continuation from the Clone Wars. It's just for any Star Wars fans, it's a very powerful scene. All right, next one. This one also is a connection to Clone Wars and Clone Wars and Rebels. So Rebels, this is where Rebels is amazing. They connect really well. Okay, so in the Clone Wars, starting off with the Clone Wars, we're going Darth Maul's rivalry with Obi-Wan. So, no, we're gonna start with the Phantom Menace. This is where the movies connect to the shows, connect to the everything, connect to the shows. So starting off, he for the first time he fights, Obi-Wan is a Padawan. He's young and whatnot. And then his master Qui-Gon Jinn, played by Liam Neeson. Okay, played by Liam Neeson. But anyways, so they counted them. They're fighting, whatever. They're fighting. He kills his master. Darth Maul kills his master, and then Obi-Wan cuts him in half, leaving him to die. which then they ended up replacing him for Count Dooku. And that emotion stays high. So in the Clone Wars, now we're going to the Clone Wars. That's what happened in Phantom Menace. Now we're going to Clone Wars. So the Clone Wars, okay. Clone Wars preceded Darth Maul with vengeance, with anger with Obi-Wan. He was mad at the beginning with Obi-Wan. He did not really realize what was going on with the whole Palpatine. When he found out about Palpatine, he then saw vengeance on him with his brother, which then Palpatine killed his brother. Okay, but we're not gonna get there yet. So okay, so now the Obi-Wan, he cut his legs off and presumed dead, because we cut somebody in half, he was presumed dead. But he got robot legs and saw vengeance to Obi-Wan and only Obi-Wan. And I love, for many years he's been trying to kill Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan had a very hard time actually finishing off the job with Darth Maul and actually killing him for good. It's been many years until you got the Rebels, where they ended off in a nice place right before New Hope. This is the scene that happens right before New Hope. He's protecting young Luke Skywalker, and Darth Maul comes in, tries to kill him while he's old, and he fails. One again, and this time for good. Kills Darth Maul, and it's the end of Darth Maul. and it's so powerful that the man he's been trying to kill, it just closes. That scene is beautiful because it closes the rivalry between Darth Maul and Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan just ends it there, and that is the end of that story. But yeah, Darth Maul is really cool, the story, and I love how I love how Star Wars has some immediate scenes that connect to each other, and immediate storylines. But I love how that storyline ends in the hands of in the hands of Obi-Wan Kenobi, because Obi-Wan Kenobi had Darth Maul. They're having beef and whatever. So what happened all the way back in the first Star Wars movie? That goes far back. You know, since he cut him off in the first movie. So I love all that connected. I love how everything connected, and yeah, yeah. I love all, and then and you see now you guys go to. I gave you two scenes from two different places that connected. You see now how deep Star Wars can get. Yeah, you see how deep Star Wars can get. I'm here talking deep within Star Wars, and I'm here talking deep within Star Wars with just scenes, and that's just amazing. And that's why I like Star Wars. I can go rambling around, but I'm gonna save it for another live Star Wars talk, because I'm not gonna go talking about Rebels all day long, because I can go all day long with that. So I'll save other scenes for other lives that I make about Star Wars, because I just talked about two amazing scenes, and two scenes that had great connection and great long-term stories that ended up transferring into Rebels. And yeah, man, the way that the way that Rebels it does a great way of either connection and ending the connection, closing it off with Darth Maul and Obi-Wan, or connecting it with Ahsoka and Darth Vader. I mean, the way she finds out about Darth Vader being Anakin is just chef's kiss. I'm really in love with everything that Star Wars does and everything that Star Wars brings to the table. So yeah, that's it. We're gonna say that. We're gonna say that's enough of Star Wars Rebels for now. I can tell you how much that show is underrated, because, like I said, Star Wars Rebels is one of the great underrated shows in Star Wars history. So can't tell you too much about Star Wars Visions, because, again, I haven't seen that one, but I have to get on it. But I'm gonna do Star Wars. I'm gonna do Star Wars: The Clone Wars. I'm gonna be doing Star Wars: The Clone Wars watch along, and Rebels watch along, because they are also in Rebels. And I'm gonna be doing that to keep up with the hype of Supercon bringing in those people. I'm really happy that they brought those people. Oh my god. I hope that this year I'm able to do it, because Janet Barney. Okay, so last year I wanted multiple people in my photo. I wanted two celebrities. I wanted Janet Barney and I wanted Dante Bosco, but that didn't happen because Janet Barney canceled, and I had to only do Dante Bosco because that's the only one that went. So and then that Janet Barney became Johnny Ambosh, but whatever. Um. So this year I hope that all three Star Wars, Clone Wars people are gonna be next to me, and I'm gonna be in the middle. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. Very super excited about that. I can't wait for that to happen. I hope, man, you can always hope for something. And my hope, I'm hoping that they're gonna the picture that they used, she brings that shirt, or a cool shirt like that, because. Okay, hoping that she brings a cool shirt like that, because honestly, I love that shirt of her Ahsoka Tano shirt, but can only hope. Can only hope. And it seems like they're only doing pictures, because I've already looked for if they're gonna do autographs, but apparently they're only doing pictures. That's fine by me, because I'm only doing pictures this year because I'm going to Tampa Bay Comic Con. Gotta save money for that. So I'll just get all their autographs later. Not a big deal. I just need their pictures, because I need to put it in my collection of famous people I met. Anyways, aside from that, let's get to it. Man, I'm very excited. I haven't really been talking about Star Wars lately. I haven't talked about Star Wars for a while, and I'm glad that I'm having a reason to come back into Star Wars lore. Cause I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy about that because Star Wars is amazing, and I can go all day long about Star Wars, and I love Star Wars. You could be let's see, Mandalorian season 3 just came out. Oh, okay, this is something in Mandalorian season 3. So, spoilers ahead. This is a front, and this is no April Fools. This is a real thing. We're not doing April Fools. We're not celebrating that here. I think that April Fools is annoying, and I'm not for the joking. Maybe a joke on my friends, whatever, but like saying news is annoying. I don't want to affiliate myself with that, guys. So all right, guys, no joke. Let's get onto it. Okay, spoiler alert. Okay, you heard it. Season 3 of Mandalorian. There is this black guy who is the newest of Jedi's. That guy happens to be the actor who plays Jar Jar Binks. Yep. I haven't seen season 3, so I don't know his name. But I heard about that, and I really thought that was super cool that they brought him back into the Star Wars universe. But it works, guys. You can reuse the same guy because he didn't play a character. It's not like you can bring Samuel Jackson back as a different character, or Liam Neeson as a different character, which I did think it was really cool that they brought Liam Neeson back for the Obi-Wan show. But as long as they're playing the same character, yes. But if it's like a monster guy and you don't see his face, it doesn't matter. You're not really gonna know. You're not gonna really know who it is. I'll be honest. Do you really pay attention to the monsters in Star Wars? If it's voice acting, it's different. It's different. Voice acting is different. Look. Voice acting is different. I'm gonna explain. Monsters, okay? Some of them don't just say like little lines and don't get a lot of screen time. But voice acting, they do get a lot of screen time. They do get a lot of voices. They do get a lot of stuff from our favorite shows. So it's different. So I'm honoring the people who worked so hard, and I love to honor the people that worked so hard, and I like to meet them because it's so hard it's so cool that I'm meeting the characters who are brought to life by these people who work very hard and to bring the English version to life, and I just love that. So that's why I meet a bunch of voice actors, because they're amazing, and I can't wait for Star Wars, the Clone Wars meet and greet, because man, that's like my childhood. Clone Wars is like my childhood. I remember Cartoon Network. It was like Star Wars: The Clone Wars. It was Teen Titans, and then after Teen Titans, it ended up being Star Wars: The Clone Wars right after, because that's when I started getting to Star Wars. I started getting to Marvel and to Star Wars right after, that, and that was just super amazing. So that to me is really cool. So Star Wars: The Clone Wars, I grew up with it. I remember when it was first airing on Cartoon Network, and I would sit and I would watch it. I don't normally watch shows anymore the way I watched Teen Titans and Star Wars: The Clone Wars. And I think The Flash was literally the last bit of shows that I used to do that, because I remember every week I would want to watch The Flash, when it would air. But yeah, no, I just usually wait for everything to air and then just and then just watch it. But yeah, Clone Wars, I remember watching it airing. But usually I don't do that anymore because I don't have the mood to be like, whoa, yeah, I watched one episode and you're ready for next season. Like, if something big happens, I'll watch the big news. I'll get the hype out of it. Sure, I'll do it. But other than that, I'm not gonna really go nuts, because I could just wait for the whole thing and then watch it myself and then see if it's good or not. Because I don't want to. Because what if I'm not in the mood the next week? Because I'm the type of person who gets into little mini moods, and not every day I'm in the mood. So I'm not gonna wait next week and be like, oh yeah, I'll just wait until I'm in the mood, watch it all, and whatever. That's what I do for shows now. Except if it's shows like Cobra Kai, they just throw the whole season, or Stranger Things they throw the whole season. But Stranger Things they did it into two parts. They put one big chunk and the other big chunk. I guess it's different. But I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the whole thing. I don't want to wait. Oh, but next week. And like, I mean, it was cool back in the days, but now it's just like you got streaming, and it's like I can just wait. They're gonna be on streaming, all right? Back in the days, it wasn't like a lot of streaming and stuff. It weren't like a lot of streaming and stuff like they are now. So it was like you had to watch it like that. So now it's like, but I used to watch The Flash. Yeah, I think The Flash in 2014, that era, 2014, 2015, 2016 was kind of like the last time that I ever did it. Because now with The Flash, I just watch it all when it comes out. But the beginning portion of The Flash, like season 1, 2, and 3s, yeah, I remember strictly like watching every episode, every time and stuff. So it was all about that. I wouldn't miss a beat. I loved the Flash, and I still do. But it's not about loving. It's about But yeah, let me end it here, guys, and you guys have a wonderful day. Like and subscribe.